I think I kicked that a little bit. Hold on. Welcome back to Algebra 1, Chapter 6, Section 4. In this book, we're going to talk about solving absolute value equations and inequalities. So we have to review what is absolute value. So here I have the absolute value of 3 and negative 3, and the symbol are these parallel bars. And how I think of it is from that movie Sky High. There was a detention room, and there was this, it's a high school for superpowered teenagers. And in it, there is a principal, Comments Away, who was Wonder Woman when I was a girl, and there is a big fight between a superhero, Will Stronghold, and a supervillain, War and Peace, and they both get sent to the detention room that nullifies all your powers. Got it? I recommend you watch it. Very fun. So here's the little room, and it doesn't matter if you're a hero like Will Stronghold or a villain like War and Peace, it strips away all your powers. So the absolute value of 3 is 3, and the absolute value of negative 3 is 3. Got it? Now, in real math, it's not really about superheroes. I know, disappointing, right? It's really more about distances. So it doesn't matter if you're a hero starting at 3 or a villain starting at negative 3. The absolute value is how many frog hops it takes to get to the origin 0. So let's make him look like a frog. He looks like Kermit the Frog now. I just watched The Great Muppet Caper again. 1, 2, 3 frog hops to get back to 0. What about if Kermit starts at negative 3? There's his eyeballs. Then he takes 1, 2, 3 frog hops to get back to the origin. Both of them are 3. Distances are always positive. I don't say it takes 3 miles to get from my house to the library and negative 3 miles to get from the library to my house. You just say it's 3 miles. Distances on a number line are positive. That's where it really comes from. Well, what about if it's an absolute value equation? What you do, okay, first of all, you check it. And if it has what it equals to is negative, then the answer is no solution. Because absolute values cannot equal negative numbers because distances are not negative, okay? So check step 1, check for a negative sign. If it is, you like to go, yay, because I don't really have to do the problem. All I have to write is no solution. You feel like you're cheating if you get to write no solution. It's like, haha, you asked me to do that? No solution. All right, so as long as it's positive, then what you do is you take the absolute value bars off and you write it twice. Once for making the answer positive, once making the answer negative. Now I could show you where that comes from, but it's kind of complicated and a little bit beyond you at this point. So just remember how to do it. We don't know if it's Will Stronghold or War and Peace. We have to write them both down. Got it? So we're going to make whatever the equals positive and negative. And now we solve it regular. Y is x not alone, minus 2. What's the opposite? Plus 2. What we do to one side, we do to the other. So x equals 7 or plus 2 plus 2. X equals negative 3. We don't know which one it is. We didn't buy the origin story comic. We don't know if it's a hero like Jim Gordon or if it's a villain like Joker. We don't know which one. It's one of these two. We don't know. It's one of those. All right, let's try this one. So this one, we have the absolute value bars, a number, another number. Before we can do this, the absolute value has to be by itself on one side of the equals like it was there. So before I can do it, first I check if that's well, I'll have to do it in a second. Plus 5 plus 5. So I bring down 2x minus 7 absolute value equals 9. So is that positive? Yes. I can do the problem now. I write it twice. 2x minus 7 equals 9. 2x minus 7 equals negative 9. I solve it twice. Plus 7, 2x equals 16, divide by 2, x equals 8. Plus 7, 2x equals negative 2 divided by 2 divided by 2, or x equals negative 1. So those are my two answers. Don't know which one it is. X is one of those two things. Now, a lot of times when you do these problems IRL, in real life, it is a time problem you're solving for, and time can't be negative because we don't have time machines, and you go with the positive answer. So, just to let you know. Alright, so here's one. What do you do if it's an inequality? Then what you have to do is you write it twice, just like before, x minus 4 is less than 3, and then you write it again, x minus 4, and it'll be negative 3 this time, but when you do, you have to, I did it wrong, flip it. You have to flip the inequality on the negative one. And now we just solve it. Plus 4, x is less than 7, or plus 4, x is greater than 1. So if it's an inequality, you do it the same, but when you make the negative, you have to flip it. Alright, here's another one. This one, we got to move that first. So we're going to do plus 3. I think the blue looks nicer up here. Okay, bring down this. The absolute value of 2x plus 1 is greater or equal to 9. Is it positive? Yes, so we can do it. Now we write it twice. 2x plus 1 is greater than 9. Or 2x plus 1, flip it, negative 9. Now we're going to solve. The opposite of plus 1 is minus 1. 2x is greater than 8 divided by 2 divided by 2. More fun with sound effects. X is greater than 4, or minus 1, 2x is less than negative 10 divided by 2 divided by 2. X is less than negative 5. So those are my two answers. They want me to graph it, so I'm going to go 4 and make a donut, color the greater side, go to negative 5, make a donut, color the less side. That's what it's going to look like. Alright? I think these are pretty easy and fun, and I feel very clever knowing how to do it. I hope you do too. Alright? Study the examples in the book, look at them carefully, make sure you do it yourself. Math is great.